Counter-Strike 2 has always had a cheating problem. Cheating was always there, and it became much more noticeable back in the days of CSGO, where the Overwatch system got added. The point of Overwatch was kind of simple. See if a player is cheating, submit the verdict, and just hope for the best. However, as with all things, there are also downsides, and people realized that the downsides of Overwatch were really right in front of them. You have to understand that not everyone was competent enough to be able to do Overwatch cases. Not everyone is a pro, and not everyone could tell the difference between a cheater and a legit player. I would say that the biggest reason that Overwatch got removed from Counter-Strike was because Valve wanted to remove ambiguity. So with that, Overwatch was removed with the launch of Counter-Strike 2, and cheating became even more rampant. The game, at its core, uses an anti-cheat called Valve Anti-Cheat. People often like to say that VAC doesn't do anything, which is really just not understanding how it works. Traditional VAC works by doing something called signature scanning. To make it short, signature scanning is a type of cheat detection that scans loaded libraries in Counter-Strike and checks their bytecode to find patterns of known cheats. What people fail to realize is that VAC isn't made as a strong invasive anti-cheat. It's made to be an anti-cheat that can prevent known cheats that are already in the database. Now, unfortunately, if a cheat is private or if there's junk code that scrambles the signature, VAC can be rendered completely useless. For the past 3 years, Valve has been trying to find a new solution for Counter-Strike's anti-cheat. They no longer want to rely on players to make the decision of banning other players, such as Overwatch. They wanted to create something else. But what they haven't realized is they have just put resources in something that is going to go to waste. VAC Live is a runtime system that tries to catch cheating in the moment that it happens. It constantly checks the demo file and tries to find those patterns such as recoil control, aimbot or wallhack. The problem with VAC Live is literally what it wants to do, to find the cheating exactly when it happens. In theory, VAC Live sounds like a good idea. You detect cheating, you ban the cheater, and you get your elo back, and continue playing the game as if nothing happened. However, there's a critical error living inside of VAC Live, and holy fuck does that sound like AI. The fact that it has possibilities of creating false positives, which is something Valve cannot risk having. With VAC Live, you really only have two options. First option is to make VAC Live more aggressive. If you make VAC Live more aggressive, that means that it's going to ban more cheaters quickly, and it's going to be less forgiving about cheating patterns when it finds them. However, the problem with this is the fact that it can create false positives. If you make it more aggressive, it also means that it has a higher chance, or better to say a higher risk, to ban legit players. But we already discussed how Valve cannot risk having these false positives. One incident like this happened around 6 months ago when Dog got a false positive. Do you remember how the community acted? Exactly, they were all shitting on Valve because in their eyes, they cannot do anything right. Second option is making VAC Live more lenient. If you make VAC Live more lenient, it means that it needs to be 100% certain that someone is cheating before banning them. Which means that it's gonna let more cheaters get undetected because not every cheater has to use high settings. This is, right now, the current state of VAC Live. It can't really detect cheating like Valve is saying, and cheating will continue to be rampant. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today. And every time someone says VAC Live sucks, yes, it does, and unfortunately it forever will, because there are no settings that these two things will be solved at the same time. You cannot have a good detection while not banning legit players. There's no setting that will ever remove these trade-offs. It is just the design of this fucking thing. So unfortunately, since Valve can't risk false positives, they're just gonna continue to have a shit anti-cheat and refuse to create a kernel anti-cheat because of their little privacy policies. But whatever, I guess, whatever. I think that Overwatch was much more effective than VAC Live, because right now it is horrible how this shit anti-cheat cannot detect absolutely anything. That is why VAC Live will never be the solution. So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to talk about today. I'm now gonna go play Counter-Strike 2 and get one tap through a smoke, so I'll see you next time.